Nestled along the banks of the Haw River between Burlington and Chapel Hill, North Carolina, lies the village of Saxapahaw. Centered around what was once a rundown mill, is now being given new life. Among the 1,600 who call Saxapahaw home, there are those who are committed to its restoration, including Heather Lagarde. After growing up in the area, Heather and her husband Tom, a former NBA player who played college ball in the state, moved to Saxapahaw from New York in 2004 with their young children.
This beautiful, faraway, magical river place, and loving the beautifulness of this, just the physical part of Saxapahaw, which is a river-based tiny historic village and beautiful. I just fell in love with it. I mean, I am often accused of being in love with a village, and I am in love with the village.
After walking around with her, you could tell the village loves her too.
You okay? How's the foot? That guy waving, he and his boyfriend.
There's my other mom.
When we were walking around today, people love you, like a celebrity.
No, I'm really not. If you were walking around with anybody in Saxapahaw, you would see that everybody loves each other like that. I love that in this town more people blow kisses than wave.
It's not just her friendliness that makes her so loved, but what she and Tom did to help restore Saxapahaw.
Saving old buildings that people were going to knock down or burn down, we were like, don't do it, we'll save it.
Heather continued to preserve Saxapahaw's architecture until one day, she says, she stumbled upon an old abandoned dye room and cotton mill.
Wow, the place is just decrepit. What will they ever do with that place?
But in 2011, that decrepit place was restored and opened as the Haw River Ball Room.
The ballroom became real in that moment. It was finally what we've been trying to get to but hadn't been able to envision, this big sweeping open space that really was about performance. And I think that's the day the real ballroom was born.
She and Tom also installed a corner coffee shop by day and ballroom by night for concerts and events.
How much did it cost for the ballroom to come?
It's really hard to put a figure on that, and the reason I'll just really say to you, whenever we have said that, we've ended up having a major issue with someone, so we're trying to not talk about that. I guess what I say is, it was very expensive to do this, and it was all out of philanthropic love.
Because of this, Heather says she holds a day job in international affairs to help with the bills, but still has sought creative ways to raise money for visiting artists.
We use a big Swan bucket to collect the money, and I'm better known as the Swan Lady.
So it's a fabulous space, and she manages it really well, and brings love here.
Despite her family building a stage for Saxapahaw to shine, she prefers a life and legacy out of the spotlight.
So if you don't want to be known as Heather the celebrity,
no.
What do you want to be known as?
Just Heather the Swan Lady is just fine, or just the Swan Lady.